article, it says on Wednesday, June 29th, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison after being convicted of all 9 counts of sex trafficking case, right? It says some Twitter users are now pointing out the disparity, which we just went through, what disparity mean, right, between Kelly's and Ghislaine Maxwell's, all right, sentencing. All right, Kelly was arrested in Chicago, all right, 2019, June 11, 2019, after being charged with 9 counts, one count of racketeering, and 8 counts of violating the Mann Act. Wow. Which, if you know anything about the Mann Act, that was basically an unrighteous decree, all right, set up by Esau Edom, all right, due to a boxer named Joe Jackson, all right, was basically hitting, Edomites, all right, having relations with them, and oftentimes marrying them. And he would, since they were a couple, they would, travel, because Joe Johnson, he was a boxer. He went from state to state, beating down Edomites, right? Beating down Edomites and having his way with their women, right? And basically taking them from state to state. And rightfully so, because that's his woman, right? So anyway, Edomites didn't like that, the powers that be, so they came up with the Mann Act, all right, to get in front of that and stop Jake, from basically getting so many women. Just one of the many things he's done, to try to get to keep us from messing, right, with his women, right? So anyway, so he's R. Kelly, he's guilty of that, right? And the quiet is kept, all right. A lot of the parents of these quote unquote underage, all right, females, all right, were really offered up, all right, to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? It's not as quite as what they're making it seem to be. They just throwing him under the bus, because that's how Esau always rolls out these distractions, right? Whatever Esau has done, they'll find a Jake that has done a similar thing, or can bring him in on a similar thing, just to say, see, y'all do it too, type thing. You know what I'm saying? And then to also make it look and sound worse, and we're gonna hit you with a heavier sentence, all right, to just to make, the accuser of our brethren, right, to make us look, bad all over the media and whatnot, as to say, see, those niggas, they can't be trusted. But anyway, Reed Noyes says he has already been in prison for almost 3 years ahead of the sentencing, right? Which is wicked in itself, right? Like 3 years, he just now getting sentenced. That's insane. Okay, it says R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison. R. Kelly was convicted of racketeering. Okay, we already read that. Let's see, let's jump down. Let's see. It said Kelly and Ghislaine Maxwell's prison time disparity baffles Twitter. Some Twitter users couldn't help but point out the disparity. Okay, yeah, we read this. Let's read open. Salakia. All right, I'm jumping down here. It says Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years, right, in comparison to the 30 years, right, that they gave R. Kelly, right? It said in a U.S. prison on Tuesday for helping disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, right, which was really the mastermind behind all that sex trafficking stuff, and he quote unquote, right, committed suicide because he had a lot of big names, recorded as to who went to that. I forget the name of the island right now. I think they call it Epstein Island or whatever. But a lot of big names, big movie stars, big politicians, and all that, showing really on their side concerning these Edomites. It's their way of life. This is how they operate. Okay, this is normal to them behind closed doors. All right, there's a more intent, all right, and what they do, okay, versus what R. Kelly did. But it says the inference from those Twitter users was that Maxwell, a privileged white woman, ain't no fairness, all right, in Esau Edom's court system, all right. Well, hey, again, we're put here in Babylon, aka America, as a punishment. So why would you expect anything or any remorse, or that's not exactly the word I want to use, but just in a nutshell, Esau Edom he's not going to take your light on you. He's going to set you forth as an example every time, So read Noah says, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Right? They do the most wickedest of deeds, and because they're not judged speedily, all right, it's like they become more proud. They're like, okay, I did that and got away with it. Okay, let me see what else I can do. You know what I'm saying? They did that. That's just the way it goes. It says, verse 7, their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. That's right. Hey, he has the fatness of the earth. Which again was a blessing unto Esau Edom through our forefather Isaac. Said, by the sword shalt thou live. So this is the reason he's reached this pinnacle. This is the reason they can pretty much just swim in and out of the court system and hardly even be touched or get lighter sentences, or especially again in comparison to Jake. It says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Right. When we speak about the plight of our people, like case in point, again going back to this what was said on Twitter, it says, it says, yeah, I hate to place the race card because I usually think it's bullcrap. But why does R. Kelly get life while Ghislaine Maxwell got only 20 years? And again, that's because it's not our rest. They speak wickedly concerning oppression. Even in their deeds, they ain't got to say nothing. That speaks volumes that you give one person 30 years who happen to be so-called black, and then the lady that happened to be so-called white, she get 20. All right, it's showing this Esau's justice system is skewed. It's not weighed properly. If a person do a deed, then when it concerns the scriptures, there's a specific sentence. There's a specific judgment, and that's it. It's not like grading on a curve and you did this a little more. Like, no, wickedness is wickedness, and you receive the just right judgment for that. You know what I'm saying? But again, Esau Edom's court system, it's all these particulars, to the point it's like you don't know how the man gonna rule. You can't even use a previous case and go off of that because they make this thing up as they go.